Welcome to Living Local After Dark. I am your host, Sharice Gomez. It is Friday night, so that means it is what a time, what a week in pop culture time. Today we are featuring a friend of the show, and must I say, a friend of mine. She's a journalist, she's a multimedia guru, a reporter, an educator, and must I say, a soror, my Neo. Fall 17?
Yes, fall 17.
Number 29?
Yes.
Look at my memory. Look at God.
Yeah.
Ski wee soror. I'm talking about none other than Michaela Newton in the building.
Yes.
There she is. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here, and we have a lot of stuff to catch up on.
A lot of stuff.
Some stuff we can't catch up on this good old camera and mic.
Exactly. There's so much going on in the world right now. I'm like, I'm tired.
Well, that's what we cover on this here show, What a Week in Pop Culture. So I'm glad you're here. Yeah. The first thing we're going to talk about is the 2026 BET Awards that happened much earlier in the week. Yeah. And must I say, I only caught bits and pieces, but I caught the highlights on social media. Yeah. So let me catch you up.
Yes.
You don't need catching up. I'm going to catch the people up. 2026 BET Awards, they celebrate, of course, Black excellence with major wins, emotional tributes, and a standout performance or two from some of music's biggest stars. We got to start with my girl and friend of the show, Tiana Taylor, who received the Icon of the Year award, while Lauryn Hill was honored with the inaugural Living Legend Icon Award, culminating in a surprise performance that became one of the night's defining moments. And I heard it was an accidental performance of X Factor, and I thought that she completely tore the house down. But the ceremony also featured memorable acceptance speeches, high-profile collaborations, appearances from SZA, Doja Cat, Nas, Queen Latifah, Cardi B. Overall, a night of excellence. So my question to you, Michaela, did the BET Awards strike the right balance, in your opinion, between honoring legends, of course, like Lauryn Hill? I mean, anytime she sings X Factor live, I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
But also showcasing today's biggest stars. What was your takeaways?
Yeah, so I wasn't able to see the whole thing like a lot of people, right? So I was out of town. I was out of the country, okay? So
listen, come on.
I was out of the country.
And the photos were fabulous, honey.
I was in Jamaica, but we did make it a point to see like the aftermath of everything on YouTube. Like they put all the clips on there. And I mean, there was like a really slow burn with BET Awards for a minute. Like people weren't really watching it, but now I think it's back and it's fun. Like they had Drewski coming in. He's the youngest host ever. Yes. So I think that was really, really fun. I think there was a good balance, but it did seem like, okay, they were posting like, there's this speech, you know, with Tiana Taylor, and then there's the tribute. So it's like, okay, what else was in between that whole thing, you know?
Yep. So I've seen a lot of people online talking about exactly what you're saying. Like, are the 2000s version of the BET Awards back?
Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job because I used to love the BET Awards in the 2007, 2008 era. And it was just a different feel.
Yeah.
But I thought this was a good show. Good. And I do think Drewski did an amazing job. I think he's an amazing comedian. Yeah. But when I saw Keke Palmer interrupt him, it was like, this should have been my gig. I'm like, you know what?
It should have.
You know what, Keke?
I think you're right.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And Keke's had an explosive year. So, you know what, next year, 2027, let's go ahead and speak that to existence.
Yeah.
Keke Palmer hosting the BET Awards.
Yeah, I don't think we give Keke Palmer her flowers enough. Like, I think she should have been hosted the BET Awards long time ago. But, I mean, hey, I think Drewski did a great job. Yep. He, you know, put in some skits in there and, you know, some memorable moments. So, it was great.
He's always such a fun time. So, with seeing all the highlights, what stood out to you the most?
Most definitely Lauryn Hill's tribute. So, if you know me, you know I love Lauryn Hill. Like, she's one of my favorite artists of all time. I've seen her twice in concert. And, you know, people always say, oh, she's always late and stuff like that. I love her. So I don't really care about her being late.
You'll wait the 4 hours, sis?
I will wait the 4 hours. I will wait the 4
No
hours.
judgment.
But I absolutely love the tribute. I can't remember the lady's name, but she was on Sister Act. And she came and did the tribute. Her as well.
The seasoned lady who the first no.
It was her friend on the movie on Sister Act 2.
Oh, I missed that one. Okay, I missed that one.
I think it was at the end of the tribute. I love that.
Michaela's like, no, she wasn't seasoned.
No,
I'm trying to find a nice way to say it.
Yeah, she wasn't seasoned, but she was like a friend of hers on the movie.
Gotcha.
And she came to do be a part of the tribute.
Gotcha.
So.
I saw the photo of her with the braids from Sister Act in the background, and I know they were singing a lot of Sister Act songs. So, I mean, her career is so insane from one album.
Yeah.
One album, Michaela. You wait 4 hours for one album?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I just want to clear that up.
Exactly.
Just clear that up for the people.
Exactly.
But also, my next question is this. This is 2026, so we're in the era of social media. So everything's about viral moments. Everything's about, what's clickbaity or what's really exciting. Do you think award shows have become more about making that virality, that viral moment? That's something that's going to go millions all over the internet, or is it old school? It was just, let's give people their flowers.
Yeah, and let's just get people to watch TV, But I mean, since people aren't watching as much TV, I mean, you have to have those viral moments. So I mean, it is what it is. It's the time that we're living in. So I don't mind it too much. And then it's like, I'm actually glad that they're doing that, because I wouldn't have been able to see it if I wasn't on YouTube, if I wasn't on social media. So
yep. Well, you know what? There's a lot to unpack about this show. And I'm glad I got to watch bits and pieces of it, but I don't have 4 hours like you do. I can't. That was a 4-hour show, so it was like an Erykah Badu. Wow. It was a long show, and Mama went to bed. I'll be honest with you, Mom went to bed. But you know what? Shout out to the BT Awards. Shout out to Drewski. Of course, Tiana Taylor, Lauryn Hill, all the people who are on it. I'm excited for the culture, and I'm excited for next year with Keke Palmer hosting.
Exactly. They better.
So, we're letting you know, BT. Well, let us come on as producers. Exactly. Me and Michaela get you together. Exactly. Well, we're gonna come back and talk about a dating rumor that shut down the internet this week too. So you all stick with us. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. You are watching Living Local After Dark. Welcome back to Living Local After Dark. I am back with Michaela Newton, our former DC News Nower. Can we call you that? A DC? Yeah, you're former DC News Nower.
Yeah, cute. I like it.
I just came up with that. Michaela, I'm so excited to have you here because we're talking about what a week in pop culture, and the internet was set ablaze with this dating rumor. Yeah. And this hits close to home because this is a dear friend of the show and a dear friend of mine who is about to be a granddaddy. I was texting him last night. Okay. I was just like, I need your registry for your grandbaby. Here's my registry. And he's like, I've already bought everything for the baby. I was like, Karamo, well, how can I? Anyway, so we're talking about Karamo Brown. Yes. It is now rumored. I want to say rumored because they have not officially come out, but a lot of people are saying it because there's photos and such. Yeah. That he is dating Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett is 45. Karamo's 40. Jussie just turned 44. Karamo's 45. They are now rumored to be dating, according to a source who confirmed the relationship to People magazine after the pair were photographed together during an affectionate outing in Los Angeles. And here just yesterday, we saw the photos from TMZ where they shared a smooch outside of LAX. It was kind of cute. And though he chose not to identify his partner publicly when he was on the Reality with the King podcast with Carlos King, Karamo said this week, and I watched it live. It was an excellent interview. I love Carlos King, and I love Karamo. He said he's dating somebody famous, and he thinks that this is the one, and this is his husband, and he feels seen and safe. So I did reach out to him, and I'm like, I'm just happy you're happy. And I'm not the prying type, Michaela.
Yeah.
Something goes on in your life, I want to reach out and say, congrats, girl.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I know what my job is, but I also know the parameters of friendship. So I told Karamo, I'm happy for you. Yeah. This is your season. God bless. And that was that. But my question to you, because I mentioned this set the internet on fire, is you are a journalist, a bona fide journalist. You've got the degrees. You've got the years in this business. I want to ask you about the ethics of reporting because you were a reporter first in celebrity relationships. So with your reporter hat on and with your professor hat on, come on, professor, is it fair game once photos surface, or do you wait for the celebrity couple to come out and publicly say, I am dating Karamo Brown?
Yeah. Well, let me just start by saying I've never done like a whole bunch of entertainment news, right? I've never worked for TMZ, but TMZ is I would say one of the premier entertainment news sources. I'm not really sure how to go about, revealing a couple that were, seen out. How maybe they do it differently than other entertainment. Like you said, People confirmed it with them first before
with a source.
Yeah, exactly, with a source, in quotes.
Yes.
But I mean, I have seen a lot of, what seem to be false stories from TMZ. They're just kind of, jumping at, what is it? Grabbing at straws.
Pulling straw, yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I mean, there are things that are unethical, and then there are things that seem to be okay, kind of okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a fine line between ethics and maybe not ethics when it comes to reporting on celebrity couples and things of that nature. So,
and everyone has a different ethical standards. And I was talking to you about this in the commercial break. And everyone knows I will die on this hill. There is a huge difference between journalists and influencers, and quite frankly, outside of influencers, people who just bought a microphone and throwing something on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I mean that respectfully, but I just mean that there's a definite difference. And both of us have been classically trained journalists.
Yeah.
And for me, in my ethical standards, and this, again, I'm speaking to this because I have reached out to Karamo, but I did not prior ask him about his personal relationship. I like to speak on things allegedly, rumored, because if I take a photo outside on the streets and I walk with my coworker, somebody could easily say Sharice is cheating on her husband with, the production manager.
Right.
Where's the line?
Yeah.
Where's the line? And of course we've seen, PDA with this couple, but I'm so old school with ethics
and confirmation
and confirmations that until Karamo and Jussie slide in my DMs and slide in my inbox and be like, girl, we are getting married in the spring. Find you a bad dress. We are madly in love. We're getting married. Then I'm going to keep my mouth off of it as far as confirming.
Yeah. And then we've seen so many, YouTubers that have had several lawsuits because they're just going out and saying anything about anybody.
Yes.
You can't just go out and say anything about specifically a celebrity because you know that there's consequences with that. And there's one particular YouTuber that has been sued several times for not saying, now she's all allegedly. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. So.
And that's why I say there's a difference between classically trained journalists and bloggers. I digress. My personal question to you is, how soon is too soon to move on? Because the blogs, the articles, the internet is saying Jussie was in a relationship and an engagement in late May, early June. So for you personally, Michaela, not judging them.
No.
For you personally, how quickly can you move on? I've moved on quick before. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there.
Okay.
Not that. No.
You're like, man.
I was in a relationship before I met my husband, but and if I would have blocked that, I wouldn't be married and pregnant with my second child.
Period.
There's that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really move on that quickly. I have to take some time, I think. But I mean, I think it just depends, right? Like if you are done with somebody and you meet somebody new and they grind your gears, they spark a spark, then why not move on? But
don't block your husband. That's what I'm telling everybody. Don't.
Exactly. Yeah, but no, when you told me May, June, I was like, May, June of this year? That's a little too soon, don't you think? To me, like if he was engaged before and he met his, Ramos said he thinks he found his husband.
Yes.
That's very quick. But I mean, hey.
Just my message to the people is, however fast or slow you move, don't block your husband.
Hey.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
And that's what my girlfriends told me when my now husband asked me out. I was like, oh, I need time to heal. They're like, girl, if you don't go to that dinner.
Exactly. It's just a date. You can go on a little date.
That was my line sisters. They was all in the chat. It's like, girl, if you don't go eat that dinner. I was like, I thank them all.
Yeah.
I thank them all to this day. Well, Michaela, we've got to go and pay a couple bills. Because we've got another relationship to talk about. It's a big marriage and a big wedding that may be happening up the coast this week. So you're watching Living Local After Dark. Me and Michaela will be right back to talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Welcome back to Living Local After Dark. I am your host, Sharice Gomez. We've had such a fun time as me and Michaela in the studio on this Friday night. Looking forward to a great holiday weekend. Celebrating America turning 250 years old. She's a little ashy, but we can lotion her up for her age.
Exactly.
She's looking her age, but happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday.
We've got some things to discuss, America, but I'm still proud of you in some ways. But I digress because there's going to be another celebration happening in New York City. Allegedly, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are reportedly asking wedding guests. You see, I said reportedly and allegedly.
Allegedly. Not that.
They're asking wedding guests to follow a strict black tie dress code. Okay. And surrender their phones at a check-in station to keep the celebration private. Yeah. Sources tell People magazine that the couple wants an elegant, distraction-free event. Who can blame them? Yeah. But with 500 to 999 guests expected to attend the star-studded ceremony, allegedly in Madison Square Garden. But I've seen interviews on TMZ that have said from one invited guest who said the MSG party will be the reception. And that the wedding will be at another somewhere else. So it's kind of like a distraction.
Yeah.
My question to you, Michaela Newton, on this here July 3rd in the year of our Lord 2026, how do you feel about surrendering your phone that has your whole entire life for, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours to attend a wedding? How do you feel about this?
So I haven't gone to many weddings, right? And the weddings that I have gone to was probably years ago. It wasn't this year. It wasn't 2026. I don't think I would have a problem with it, though. I've actually been to, there's a bar in D.C. where you give your phone up.
Yes, Hush Social.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had them on the show. They've been on Living Local After Dark, friends of the show, yes.
So I don't mind giving my phone up. I actually kind of like it. But when we're talking about Taylor Swift and, what is his name?
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Both very huge celebrities. I don't know how private they can make it, but I mean, it really just depends on how big or small their ceremony is. Hopefully, they're going to keep it nice and intimate when it comes to the ceremony.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, with the 405, was that the party or was that total, like, the entire wedding?
Allegedly, the party will be between 500 to 999 guests. I don't know where they get this number from.
Yeah, that's just a lot. I don't think that's very... I don't know. I don't know if they can pull it off.
I'm hoping that that's a distraction and this is going to be a big reception party for their closest fans. Yeah. I'm hoping that that's what that is because that's insane.
Yeah.
But and also, how do you keep that secretive?
Exactly.
And then taking 999 phones?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then in 2026, when it comes to celebrities and private weddings, it's just, there's so many things, loopholes to get around it. There's the meta glasses. What if somebody walks in with shades and they have AI glasses on? Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Kylie Jenner just dropped AI sunglasses.
Oh, wow.
So that's something to think about.
It's a lot.
So with that being said, do you think, how do you plan your wedding in your head?
Yeah.
Would you like a huge production? Do you want something very nice and intimate? And you are Michaela Newton, A-list superstar. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to see the photos. What are you going to do to make sure your dream is realized, but also you keep it private?
Yeah, I do love privacy. So, when I'm thinking about my wedding, I think I want it to be small. Like, the older I get, I'm like, I want it to be a little bit more intimate. But a little bit more like glamorous. Like I can splurge on maybe the venue a little bit, but still have a smaller kind of wedding.
You can have it both. You can have it both.
Yeah, you can have both.
It's your day. You do whatever you want to do.
Wait, so what did you do at your wedding?
Okay, so this was COVID.
Oh wow, really?
I had a COVID wedding. Yeah, so it was 2021. So we were coming out of COVID, not really.
Yeah.
Everyone had to wear masks. It was in DC, and Mayor Bowser had just did a dancing ban on weddings. So this was a whole story, and she lifted the ban a week before my wedding because at first she was saying no dancing. I was like, Wait, what
do you mean? No dancing?
No dancing at receptions because you can spread COVID. So that was a whole thing, and I was like, Muriel, come here. Let's talk.
Exactly.
Muriel, these Miami Cubans and Atlanta black folks are not going to be not dancing at a wedding. But anyway, we had the wedding at the Fairmont and then the reception at the Fairmont Hotel in Georgetown. And then we had our wedding at the Georgetown Chapel where we met at Georgetown.
Oh, nice.
And I think we only had maybe 120 people. So that was small because it was COVID.
Yeah.
And we had to spread out everyone. If you look at our photos, everybody had on masks. I didn't wear a mask. My husband didn't wear a mask. And then my bridesmaids had masks where we cut out a piece of their dresses, like the excess, so it matched their dresses.
Okay.
But, girl, it was extravagant because it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
but it wasn't that many people. But I wanted to make sure we had a rule that everybody who attended was somebody that each of us has broken bread with.
Oh,
so no one brought a +1 that we didn't even know.
That's interesting.
It was something, because I didn't want to walk around my reception. I'm like, who is that?
Who is that person? Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's your cousin? Oh, that's your friend's boyfriend?
Yeah.
We knew everyone in that room. And I think that's very important if you want to have something intimate. Not to invite the distant cousins because your mom said so, and the distant brother-in-law, what have you, but know everyone in the room.
Yeah.
That was key for me.
And so were they able to bring phones?
I had a rule, and I told people, do not pull your phone out. People still did.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it because now I have really nice behind-the-scenes videos. But I did tell people in the church, just put your phone down. We hired a photographer and videographer. Enjoy the moment. About 4 people broke the rule, but there's some fire photos and fire videos.
But that's a little nice.
It's a little nice. They were subtle. So yeah, I had a rule, but I wasn't snatching phones. I was not snatching phones, but I get it.
Yeah.
If you're Taylor Swift, you can afford 10 million photographers.
Exactly.
So she doesn't need behind the scenes.
Exactly.
But we have to go, unfortunately. I had too much fun. Please tell the people how they can follow you. I know they already are, but if they aren't, how can they follow you?
Yes, so you can follow me on Instagram at the Michaela Newton. And also, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. You can watch me on PGC TV. I've been guest hosting it on Fox 5, and I'm also a freelancer for Maryland Public Television. So all those things.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy. My life is crazy.
I love it. In the best way possible.
In
the best way possible. Well, Michaela, please don't be a stranger. Please come back.
Yeah, definitely.
And share with all the foolishness that's happening in pop culture. Yeah. This has been another amazing Friday night.
All we needed was drinks.
I get a mocktail.
I forgot.
I know. I almost ordered a rosé the other night, and I was like, "Whoops!" And the waiter was like,
"Yeah,
ma'am." Well, anyway, we're gonna do a little mocktail action next time because it's after dark. Let's celebrate the best way possible. Happy birthday, America! You don't look a day past 2:49. Michaela, have a great night.
Yes, you too.
Thanks so much for joining us. It is Living Local After Dark. We'll see you next week.